Hi, I figured I would try to stay on my YouTube game again, like how I once was, and try to record once a week. So this week I'm going to be talking about one of the newest things that I'm working on and a little bit of era that I'm in, I guess you could call it. My goal is to like publish a pattern per week. It doesn't have to be extravagant, it doesn't have to be like super complicated. I just want to get myself in the mode of like knitting something and then finishing it, writing it up and then publishing it, because if you do design at all, sometimes the finishing the project, like the original piece, is hard. Sometimes it's just typing it up even though it's already typed up. Like, I don't know, some things hold people back and hold some others back, whatever. So I figured let me challenge myself to push and get things out, because my last video where I finished a shawl, I did that in like 3 days and wrote it up in a day and published it. So I'm like, what if I could just consistently do that and really push myself to get some of these things out? So I'm entering my granola girl phase. There's this like photo resource or whatever, and there's just like different tags and themes that you can click, and it was like click, it was like granola girl, I was like click, and I was like, that's what you call that theme. So basically granola girl is like hiking, dark greens, tribally prints, hats with the socks and the hiker shoes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's giving that vibe. I also saw some pictures of like granola in a bowl. And I was like, camping snack. Regardless, I'm not hiking, but I wanted a like a hike. I'm not a hiker. I wanted a granola girl cardigan. And part of me still debates this piece a little bit, certain parts of it, because I don't know how I really want it to fit. I'm like, do I make it wider and then have it with like no sleeves? You know what I mean? I don't know. So this piece could totally change, but I'm running out of days to get this done. And sometimes thinking of too many things to do holds you back. So that's I'm hoping the pattern a week really stops me from being like, what could be this? I'm like, just pick something. So I finished the main section of it. What's the bottom? This is the bottom. This is the top. I'm using a lot of my own hand spun, some Thick and Quick from Line Brand, and Spun Cloud from Knit Collage. This is the back panel. Here we go. It is this really beautiful color work. My knitting, especially like this section, was just a little too tight. I thought I was going to have just about the same gauge in my color work, but it actually turns out that I didn't, which is why I have casted on this side to maybe make this a little bigger than I was picturing, or maybe it can come out in two designs. I don't know. I want something where it's kind of coat-like, but a little oversized, because I'm thinking the size will be like small, medium, large, extra large maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of play. This pattern is leaning itself to be more of a formula than a pattern itself. This is based off the That Girl Cardi, so it's just about maybe a little bit tighter than the actual gauge swatch of it, but the instruction, the not instruction, the construction of it is just about the same. So if you have knit any of my patterns, you know I like a drop shoulder. This is basically a drop shoulder construction. But instead of knitting part of the back panel, coming to the front, casting on, and then joining, I actually just knit the whole back panel piece as one. Then I went and started on the other parts of it. I also like the, oh, I did both fronts. I forgot I did both fronts and I might have to take it out. I also like the idea of casting on the side and then knitting in another direction. That's not just, your regular up and down. Let me explain the yarns in here. So the white one is, it's either a black nose, Scottish blackface, or something like that. Maybe it's Icelandic cross. Let me see my Icelandic. The pink is Knit Collage. The brown is a Icelandic. That was like treasured fleece. Then we have the gold mustard, which is Lion Brand's Thick and Quick. This up here is all knit collage. This green is knit collage. I don't even remember the color of this green. It was for another project, and then I just ended up not finishing it. Because if I don't finish things in a week, it's not going to get finished. I did cast on the front and do that, but now that I'm making this longer, there's going to be a gap. So I have to figure out this piece, which is why I'm like, oh, how are we going to work this out? But yeah, I'm trying. So with that, I was walking past some of my supplies because I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff that I don't use or need and reducing the things that I'm participating in within the fiber arts niche. This is not that video for it. I don't even know if I'm going to create a video for it. I have no idea. So I carded a bat. Ooh, please don't break up the bat. Here we go. There we go. I carded a bat. It has 3 colors with a whole bunch of other extra stuff in it. She's called Granola Girl. Honestly, I really did card it up for myself. Here's the back of it with the 3 colors. I forgot I even like had this green. I love this green. I'm in love with this green. It's just about, it's a little darker than the knit collage one. I want everything in this green right now. I technically really carded this for myself, but I did list it. So it is technically available. But if it's not bought, I'm just gonna spin it. Because I usually don't even spin my own stuff, honestly. So I was like, let me card for myself. And I was like, this is really pretty. Okay, maybe I will list it. So if you want it, I'll try my best to put the link down below for it. I don't know how long it's going to be up. I don't know how long I'm gonna have the supplies to make it. So if you want it, jump on it. If you don't want it, that's fine. I'm gonna spin it and that might be in the next project. Because I feel like this is definitely gonna need like a hat. But I don't think I want to do a colorwork hat. I think I just want to do a regular chunky hat. But I would have to braid down my hair because hats don't fit on my head. If you notice that, I don't wear hats like that because my hair is really big and my afro looks really good. I didn't think it was going to turn out like this. I've been wearing it in a puff for 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 days. I had migraines, so I couldn't do anything. But she's surprising me, so I'm gonna leave her alone. But yeah, I love this color work. I love how it's kind of messy, but not too messy. I didn't want something that, I don't know, I just wanted something that was kind of a little bit more like you only see it in a photo kind of thing. Like, oh, did you actually make that? Or did you buy that? Like, where did you get it? And then someone's like, oh, I got it to Free People. So I want someone to say. So I can't wait to finish it, but I'm still unsure about where it's gonna go. But if I'm working on my deadline, I gotta make some crucial decisions by the end of this day. If you have any ideas for this piece, I am happy to hear them down below. Or if you're just excited for it, that's also cool. The other thing about me trying to publish a pattern a week is that I always have to remind myself I'm not publishing for you. Sorry if that sounds really mean, but I'm not. I think sometimes there's a level of pressure on designers to make sure that you're using a really accessible yarn and make sure that you're knitting or crocheting with your own yarn so that way you can do the kit and XYZ. I just keep on telling myself, I don't care if you get the yarn or you don't get the yarn. I wanted this, I wanted to wear it, I wanted this piece, I'm gonna design it. If you could do the same thing, totally cool and fine. I actually think I could probably pre-order the white and the Icelandic, but like 1 or 2 skeins max, because I still do have some of that fleece. I hoard the deep brown Icelandic fleece for good reason. But I'm happy to possibly host a knit along. I was also thinking about just doing it in my hive since I am stepping back from doing fiber stuff, and to give my hive the weekly opportunity to come to me with questions, concerns, corny jokes, or whatever about my pieces. And maybe only just have hive exclusive patterns. Like maybe the cropped version of this is just in the hive and the long version of it is actually in the out world. I don't know, so many ideas. I gotta write them down and go through them, but that's my rambling for 9 minutes. If you have any ideas, put them below. If you're also in your granola girl era, give me Give me emojis that give you granola girl era. All right, bye.